What's good, YouTube? And Kirby here, and welcome back to another video. I saw a little 13 subscribers. I appreciate y'all. How was y'all day? I'm not gonna lie, shoot, I didn't have the best fucking morning, cause I had to, for one, I have to get up early in the morning and freaking go to work. And I'm not gonna lie, I freaking I freaking can't stand it, dude. Like I get penalized for being 4 minutes late, even though so like even though I live far and I compromise with my supervisor or senior supervisor or whatever, and and he said he put an extra 5 minutes on my start time. So but all of a sudden, since it's peak season and stuff, he doesn't like now. He want to act like, oh, I never did that. And honestly, I'm not, I'm not even gonna crash out or nothing. I'm not even gonna react. I'm not gonna be all energetic because I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I don't really have that much energy like that, or I'm kind of just conserving it right now. But I was like, whatever, dude. And that shit just annoys me, bro. Like I can't stand work. I still gotta talk about my thoughts on that, but I actually want to talk about something else. So a lot of you guys, I don't know, probably don't. You're probably not gonna know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway because I really love the game. So any of y'all heard of Path of Titans? Um I like that game. Like it's a dinosaur game that I like to play. And yeah, I already know y'all gonna be in the comments like, man, you like dinosaurs. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm a fucking nerd. So of course, I love dinosaurs. T-Rex. T-Rex, my favorite dinosaur. Yeah, I'm simple. I keep it simple. T-Rex, all-time favorite dinosaur. Spinosaurus, close second. JP3 was my favorite Jurassic Park. That's one of the reasons why I love those two specifically. That's why that's so special to me. I even had both the dinosaurs, like the toys and shit. Um, I don't know where they are now. I kind of miss them, but yeah, I had them, and I will always make them fight and stuff. But I want to talk about this fucking game, bro, because I could be getting pissed off, man. Like I like the state. So we recently had an update. Recently got an update, new map, new playable dinosaur. Um, and it was good. Like it's fucking phenomenal, bro. It's just that map is beautiful. Played the map, grew the new dinosaur, Tylosaurus, aquatic, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a blast. All except for the fucking mix pack. It's a lot of y'all probably not gonna know what the hell I'm talking about, but niggas like to group up. It's so hard to freaking play the game without basically play the game by yourself and shit. I cannot stand games that practically force you to play with somebody else or play in groups and shit. I fucking hate that. I can't stand that. I never will. That shit should not. Oh my. Oh, I'm getting a little passionate. Hold on. Okay. I just can't fucking stand it. And it's every time and it sucks because when you try, once you want to engage with somebody, you want to fight somebody, well, you can do that, but that's gonna come at a cost. You either you decide to fucking do it, you go risk it and shit, because you, even if they're alone, you still gotta be cautious because you're like, all right, if I go do this, either A, It turns out he turns out to be by himself as well, and we just have a good fight, you know, 1v1. Or second, motherfucker has friends and you get jumped out of nowhere and you just die. And then like it just I just freaking hate that. Like, it doesn't make sense, and I don't get why they still haven't fixed that problem, because that shit is a problem. And I actually did have an idea for all my Path of Titans players out there, if you guys feel the same way. And you know, so I actually had this idea, like to pretty much annihilate mixed packing and stuff. So like basically what I came up with is basically a system where you basically, so once you start a fight, doesn't matter if that person is in a mixed pack, you can, as long as you go up and you bite the person, or if they bite you, that's when you guys get into combat. But and you have a little combat timer. But here's the thing, here's the twist. The second you guys get into combat with each other, you're only in combat with that person. And everybody else that wants to try and gang on you in third party or whatever, they can't do that. You basically, both of you guys become transparent to everybody, or you guys become impassive, and you guys can just duke it out freely with each other. And everybody else, they have no collision with you, so they can't try and block you or do nothing like that. And once the battle is over, whoever wins, like let's say you win, you kill the guy in the mixed pack, right? And they're obviously gonna be mad. They're gonna want to kill you next. Well, instead of just as soon as the fight's over, another person is just instantly on you. You actually get a reasonable grace period. So like basically you become it's basically equivalent to the home cave buff you get, where nobody can hurt you, like you're pretty much invincible. Basically you get that for, I would probably say I would say a reasonable time could be up to like 2 minutes, right? That, and also depending on where you are, maybe even 3, but depending on where you are, you can basically decide on what you want to do. So if you like, you know what, I want to take on their whole squad, okay, you can do that. And but if you're like, nah, I want to get out of there, then you can do that without much worry. So you can just get the hell out of there and they can't do anything about it and stuff. Mind you, you still have no collision and stuff, so they can't try and block you or nothing. Like they just watch helpless and shit. Now, if you do choose to, you want to go fight the next person, there will be an option to end that timer early and stuff, so you can just come out of that and just immediately get to find the next person and stuff. So and I remember I was telling this to a girl I met on the game and shit. Like, we were just like talking about that shit, and I was just like, yeah, I actually came up with this. And she was like, damn, you should actually, like get in contact with the damn devs and shit with that, because she really liked that idea. Like, she was like, that's a W idea. So I was like, yeah, that's just something I came up with. But, and then the other thing, the only way people, because this I feel like this will also force a little bit more realism and stuff, maybe, hopefully, because and also you cannot group, because you can't group with other dinosaurs that aren't the same species. And I also feel like you can only group with the dinosaur that you are. because so, and I feel like that would be a good change because I mean it makes sense. It only makes sense because what the fuck? It does not make any sense. You grouping with something that's a completely different dinosaur. Like that shit does not make sense, bro. But I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make this a fucking game like this weird ass PvP like gang wars or something. Like it's a fucking dinosaur game. What the fuck are you doing, man? Like no, that's not what it should be, man. Like and I'm saying all this because I love the game. I'm passionate about the game, bro. But yeah, you should only be able to group with the dinosaur that you are, and that's like the only way you'll be able to jump somebody is if you're in a group with somebody else that's the same species as you. If y'all in a group, then that will count as, you know, basically if that person, if you get attacked by another player that you know, that's basically it count, because since you guys are in a group, you guys are like a herd or some shit. You mess with one, you mess with all of them, so now they all have the ability to fight you and stuff. And it'll also still work the same, like no outside parties will be able to mess with either of you guys. Like it's just you against them, nobody else and stuff, or them against you, no one else. Like they can't do anything. And also like, and if they choose not to, they're probably never gonna see this video, but fuck it. Like, let's say this: if they choose not to go down that route, maybe another alternative is they can buff solo players. So basically, another thing I came up with is if they penalize. So let's say a lot of people like group up and they have these big mega pack or whatever. They should be penalized. So basically it should come with at a cost. So the people that are in a group, they get nerfed. Basically it nerfs you. Because since you're in a group, you're obviously not gonna be fighting you know, one-on-one. You're gonna be jumping that person or whatever, right? So it only makes sense for you to be nerfed, and then the solo player is buffed. So that means it kind of balances each other out, because they can kill you much faster and easier, but you have the numbers, so that kind of balances it out. So like, you know, and it encourages more like, you know, strategy and all that, not just going up, just, you know, face tanking, all that shit. Just so it makes solos a lot more deadlier. And then like with mix packing, that's another thing, like, because then that will only work if you're actually grouped with that person. But if that person is a mix pack, that shit won't work. So, and then they could also just, even if they were the same dino, they could also just group without actually being in a fucking group. So that's another thing that, see, I didn't think of it, but I know it. I fucking know it. That's still something, like, that's the hard part. But that's why I feel like they should just go with, but they could still implement my first like idea with the moment you get into contact with one, it's just a 1v1. Nobody else can fuck with you and stuff. Like, so, but yeah, like, I freaking, it sucks, man, because when I was playing, right, I was playing on the new map. I love the map. That I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the map, man. Like, no more Gondola, no more Pandora. Like, that's gonna be the map and stuff. So, but my only problem with it is when you're playing as an aquatic, and you know there's a lot, like, when you die, you kind of spawn, since the ocean isn't as big anymore, and on that map, it's kind of easy for you to get spawn killed or like get killed by the same person over and over, like the same group, because that's what's been happening to me when I was playing the new Tylosaurus and shit. Like, it sucks, and it's freaking frustrating. Even when I tried to grow my spinal, and I did manage to grow my spinal, but it was stressful, man, because it's like you get killed by one dude, you spawn, and then you get killed by another, like, because you don't spawn too far away, like, and mainly with aquatics, so like full aquatics, can you speak? But with full aquatics, like, you guys don't spawn too far away from each other. Like, either you die, you spawn in the same area just a little further away, or you spawn in the neighboring area and they could just go over there and kill you again easily. Like, and it's like it just sucks, man. I hope they, if they see this video, like, I hope you guys can do something about this. Like, take my advice, please, sir, please. Shut up, Dash. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today. I just want to rant about that, but I'm about to eat me some ramen, some spicy ramen. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sting that like button if you enjoyed, probably even if you didn't know what I was talking about. If not, dislike, or just whatever. But yeah. This is awkward, right? But yeah, I'll see you guys later.